The article Managing Real and Virtual Waits in Hospitality and Service Organizations was written by Dr. Duncan Dixon and Dr. Robert C. Ford. Both are currently working at the University of the Central Florida, and Mr. Bruce Level, the Executive Operational Planning at the Walt Disney. According to the article, at some point of every service and hospitality experiences, there are customers who need to wait until their turn to be served, and waiting is an annoying activity that can cause dissatisfaction and influence the service quality. The study was conducted to examine 3 strategies that help reduce the unwanted consequences caused by waiting, which can be applied together or separately. Now, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, at a far, far away land called Disneyland, there was a king who had 3 children. Every year, Disneyland will hold a festival that attracts many people around the world. However, no one enjoyed the festival because of the long waiting line at each attraction or food stall. The king was so concerned about this problem, he asked his 3 children if they could find a solution.
Well, we suggest using 3 strategies: quantitative models, queuing model and queue configuration, and demand shifting. Now let me show you one by one how these strategies work. Quantitative models can be used to balance the waiting cost and the cost of capacity to provide service. We try to predict how many workers we might need in the peak season and off-peak season by answering 3 questions. How many people will arrive in a given time? What will be their patterns of arrivals? And what will be the rate at which those customers can be served by the available capacity? Many other countries have applied these strategies to set a design day or design period to tell the level of daily demand they want to design the service system for. I suggest setting our design day at 80 or 90% of expected demand in order to avoid disappointment. I believe that high expectation would in fact motivate our marketing team to attract more customers in off-peak seasons. Queuing model and queue configuration can be applied to reduce the waiting times. We try to design the optimal waiting line. One example that we can consider is the serpentine or snake lines. This has been proved to result in much shorter customer wait times and less congestion than the traditional parallel in front of each server. Besides, when there are many waits in an intertwined system, they must be managed together as a system. The final strategy we propose is to reduce the actual wait by actually shifting the demand. We can offer early bird special reservation policies, off-peak packages, and discounts. In our case, I suggest to shift customers to the off-peak hours by offering a special package. This benefits both those who come in peak and off-peak hours. Moreover, reservation system can also help as schedule demand to exactly match the capacity available.
The reservation system sounds great, but it's obvious that we cannot apply it to our festival. If we launch this system, all the capacity for the most popular attraction will already be reserved in 1 hour after the festival starts, and those arriving after 11 cannot get on any of these attractions, which is really unacceptable. And what will happen if an unexpected problem like a sudden storm end up world, so the service cannot operate? What's more, it works well only when there is a fixed and predictable capacity. What if customer reserved but didn't show up? We will have problem with excess capacity, and obviously we don't want to see that.
So you have better ideas?
Yes, I do have alternative measure. This sorcery takes its root from another wizard called Meister with his law of service 2 principles. Customers are satisfied when wait is expected, and unsatisfactory wait are likely to leave bad impression.
So all you have to do is get rid of waiting people, right? Does that work?
No, that's not how it works. The key concept here is that since waiting is unavoidable, we try to make the perception of waiting more enjoyable to customers. We get rid of the waiting annoyance, not the waiting people. To make this simple, we can break down this strategy into the psychological attributes that affect people wait. First problem, unoccupied wait feels longer than occupied wait. Introducing master of distraction, occupy the guest waiting time by offering diversionary devices and capture attention. Second problem, anxious, angry, sad people wait feel longer than the relaxed one. Introducing the joker, providing reassurance and information regarding the nature of the service, or offering diversion to to the guests to lift up the mood. Third problem, waits of uncertain lengths feel longer than certain ones. Introducing the prophet provide the voted wait time and minimize the wait discrepancy. Number 4, unexplained wait feels longer than explained wait. All you have to do is keeping guests informed and proactive in providing information updates. No big trick here, just be honest. Number 5, uncomfortable wait feels longer than the comfortable ones. Well, just like Mary Poppins, you have to provide them all the facilities that enhance the comfort of the wait. And finally, number 6, unfair waits feel longer than fair ones. All we have to do is the master of illusion disguise the priority system, and if it fails, proceed to make any inequality perceived by guests as transparent as possible.
But that's still not completely void problem. You're still not sure of human wicked heart. Then, whoops, you could not get rid of the waiting people or trick their perception. You just need to get rid of this whole waiting line stuff. Simple, right? Using technology from distant land, introducing virtual queue concept. The whole key concept here are very simple. First, having guests register their place in line on this thing called computer. When their virtual position reach the front, the actual guest will return and enter the attraction. I shall propose the actual sequence technique of FastPass, a story employed by Disney of an alternative dimension to handle the total amount of 50 million guests. So we got a customer arrive at the destination. The whole process begins with the guest being prompted to two choices: traditional wait in line method and FastPass. Should the guest choose FastPass, register the virtual wait slot in the park admission ticket. The computer will provide estimated wait time, equally meaning the return time for each guest. Also give an extra 60 minutes to return.
Wait, hold on. We still have physical wait line here.
Purpose of standby line is to welcome people of great kindness and elegance that does not mind waiting, or simply those that have FastPass register elsewhere. Either way, they won't mind about it, promise, and they can feel slack time in the world full of magic and surprise. Who knows if the guests actually show up, and the computer will not be able to assign all those slots efficiently. The value is so bigly that the concept does not just stay there in Disney World. Such systems are applied in any other industry that has multiple waiting lines. And to conclude its wonderful advantages, guests are active and always have a choice, yielding higher level of satisfaction and flexibility, while we can have higher productivity, higher revenue as guests use all the services.
How do you know all of this?
The
In the article.
Available on Manaba.
Waiting has long been proved in many research to yield critical impact on consumer behavior and ultimately business operation. Service quality is assessed not only in the terms of what consumers receive at the end of the service delivery process, but also in terms of the process itself, which include waiting. Physically adjusting wait line can be proved to be ineffective under many circumstances. Improve customer satisfaction via wait line to yield higher revenue. The article has been cited over a great number of times, which has been used as a framework to monitor the waiting process in companies. Root concept to develop new waiting managing strategy, support evident.